Thousands more Kentuckians could benefit from the state's medical cannabis program following a new executive order. Governor Beshear says his order helps a lack of clarity in the state's law that prevented some patients from getting the care that they need. Since the law was passed in 2023, Kentucky law provided access to medical marijuana for patients with certain conditions. Now, the order directs the Office of Medical Cannabis to issue an emergency regulation to clarify that the state law includes 15 additional qualifying conditions, including sickle cell anemia, ALS, AIDS, and Crohn's disease.
This is what the law is meant to do. And the emergency regulation will help people that already qualify but don't know that they do sign up if they're looking for an alternative. It's going to help people reclaim their lives through a safe, non-addictive treatment.
More than 23,000 Kentuckians are approved for medical cannabis cards as patients, and more than 500 medical practitioners are registered to issue those certifications. All right. This time we're going to start with you, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Let's talk about the additions: sickle cell anemia, ALS, Crohn's disease, Parkinson's, etc. Do you think the changes align with the legislature's intent?
That's a very good question, and I think the legislative intent is the important part. I think Speaker Osborne even noted this week, this wasn't an easy piece of legislation to get over the hill. And once it did, part of the reason and the rationale for people who supported it was that was very narrowly focused. And so the question is, does the governor have the authority to expand that without legislative approval, which I think is a good question. And two, I've not had one person reach out to me or a conversation with my colleagues that said they weren't able to get access. And so if the governor has different information than we do, I'd be very interested in that.
Same question, Senator.
Abby, this is an easy one for me to answer. You know, if you got Crohn's disease,
every question is easy for you to answer.
Well, maybe there are some hard ones, but if you got sickle cell anemia and you feel you have a need for medical marijuana and a doctor's going to sign off for it, I don't see the problem there, Abby. I mean, why are we fighting over this? If a doctor says it's okay for you to have medical marijuana for those kind of illnesses, ALS, go for it.
Interesting. You know, some detractors, Senator Mays Bledsoe, are saying the move misaligns with the separation of powers. I think there's a theme that's come up a lot this week. Obviously, some tension between the legislature and the governor's office, which has been recurring for a while. But does he actually have the authority to do this?
I think that's the question Speaker Osborne and others have asked, which is, it was very narrowly written so that we would have doctors be able to decide if somebody with Crohn's disease or ALS meets the criteria, and which is very specified of what those criteria happen to be. And if they do, I have not heard a large amount of people reach out and say this is too narrow, I haven't been able to get the access that I need. And therefore, why is he expanding it? Because he thinks he needs to, or because there's a demand that we haven't been shared with, or if he actually has the authority to expand legislation? I think it's a very good question.
What's your rebuttal on that?
Well, Abby, again, my rebuttal is just the same. Yes, I do think he has authority. That's the central question. I do think he has authority. I think Supreme Court will uphold that. But once again, Abby, does this legislature really want to take away the ability for people with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, sickle cell anemia, Crohn's disease, those people to get medical marijuana? That seems kind of heartless in my mind.
And yet no one has said that the General Assembly is taking those things away, as we're not in session and couldn't do that anyway. And again, the point is whether or not he has the authority to expand what was a narrow prescription law. And we'll have to see if, I don't see anybody in the General Assembly taking him to court over that right now.
Well, then it shouldn't be any issue. He issued the executive order. He's doing good work for the people. It's going to benefit those who are in need of it. Then obviously, I think everybody ought to rally around the governor and say, we support these additions.
So let me ask you this question. Kind of with the growing hemp industry in Kentucky and the increasing cannabinoid market, do you think Kentucky should consider more expanded access?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't see, Abby, I haven't seen any question about any kind of illegality or criminality here. I mean, I think it's been a fairly smooth rollout and has been done quite well. You know, we need to monitor it as it continues to succeed and help thousands of Kentuckians. Then yes, we ought to look at expanding it. Absolutely.
Rebuttal?
I don't see any move in the General Assembly and majority caucuses to expand or to get anywhere near recreational opportunities.
Thanks for the good discussion. We'll be right back.